move on to our next speaker, who is Roger Silverman. Now, Roger is a lifelong socialist and an activist. And actually, I don't know whether you know, but Roger stood as an independent candidate in 2020. And he was actually nominated by 65 CLPs. This is for the NEC. So the ideas, the ideas even get as far as the NEC. So Roger is also a founder of this organisation that have actually organised this meeting, the founder for a mass workers' party. So Roger, if you are unmuted, can you hear me? Yeah, that's great. Thanks very much. Off you go.
Well, thank you, Audrey. When we launched our campaign for a mass workers' party about 2 years ago, some comrades were sceptical, but we said no, there's a yawning vacuum in British politics, the vacuum left by the 500,000 people who poured into the Labour Party to support Jeremy Corbyn, the mass rallies during the 2017 election campaign, the 4 million extra Labour voters in the 2017 election, the recent wave of public sector strikes, the mass protests against the Gaza genocide. The scientists say nature abhors a vacuum. Well, so does politics. That's where the 800,000 plus aspiring members of our new party come from. And that's more than those of all the other parties put together. But what I want to ask is, what shape should the new party take? First, we are a working class party, not just a random gathering of well-meaning freewheelers like the Greens or the Lib Dems. Still today, according to statistical surveys, 60% of the population consider themselves working class. Just the same, incidentally, the same figure as in 1983, before Thatcher had destroyed the factories, shipyards, steelworks and coal mines. Today, teachers, university lecturers, nurses, doctors, lawyers, civil servants have all been forced into industrial action alongside, of course, the railway workers. And not one of these unions is affiliated to the Labour Party. Sooner or later, like the trade unions 125 years ago, they will need a political voice. And where will they turn? To Starmer's Labour Party? Where else but to our party? And meanwhile, rank-and-file activists organised in Labour-affiliated unions will be asking, why are we paying affiliation fees to this crypto-Tory government? The Bakers' Union has already shown the way, and now Unite is moving in the same direction. So, our party must welcome the affiliation of trade unions. That does not mean conniving in the old union boss gangster tactics, the block vote, wielded by unaccountable bureaucrats. Members' votes must be allocated proportionately and democratically to reflect the balance of opinions of the rank and file. Next, our members must have open access to the data. No one has the right to squirrel away the information in secret vaults. How else can we recruit a mass membership and establish thriving branches open to all? And now we need a fully democratic founding conference with an exclusive mandate to determine every aspect of the party's identity, its name, its leadership, its structure, its constitution, its policies, and its manifesto. No individual and no exclusive clique or cabal can be allowed to misappropriate those rights. And we need fully democratic accountability. The conference must be composed of delegates directly elected by the party's activists. I'm sorry, but the nonsensical proposal of sortition is quite explicitly the diametrical opposite of democracy. It means the arbitrary selection of delegates to ensure a bogus balance. And that means, yes, giving fair representation to everyone, including those members who don't attend branch meetings, haven't engaged in reasoned debate, don't hold strong opinions of their own. That would mean a conference wide open to manipulation. We're not afraid of strong opinion and robust debate. That's the only conceivable way of reaching the right conclusions. Finally, we must insist on the constant right of recall over all those elected to office and a strict commitment from all of them only to accept remuneration equivalent to a skilled worker's wage, with any surplus donated back to the party. But irrespective of all that, we need to act now. And I would like to quote from the revolutionary poet Bertolt Brecht, when he talks about a parable by the Buddha. The Buddha tells his disciples, "Lately I saw a house. It was burning. The flame licked at its roof. I went up close and observed that there were people still inside. I entered the doorway and called out to them that the roof was ablaze, so exhorting them to leave at once. But those people seemed in no hurry. One of them, while the heat was already scorching his eyebrows, asked me what it was like outside, whether there was another house for them, and more of this kind. Without answering, I went out again. These people here, I thought, must burn to death before they stop asking questions. And truly, friends, whoever does not yet feel such heat in the floor that he'll gladly exchange it for any other rather than stay, to that man I have nothing to say." And Brecht adds, "We too believe that to those who, in face of the rising bomber squadrons of capital, go on asking too long how we propose to do this and how we envisage that and what will become of their savings and their Sunday trousers after a revolution, we have nothing much to say. So too, comrades, with us. We too have been cursed with too many distractions. Do we really need a party? And what should we call ourselves? And how should we pick our delegates? And so treated me so rudely. Endless procrastination, dithering, pontificating, temporizing, squabbling. Comrades, a genocidal holocaust is taking place in front of our eyes. The planet is burning. Wars and civil wars are raging. Governments are openly preparing for a third world war. Troops have occupied American cities. Migrants are being snatched off the streets. A dark cloud has descended across Europe, with the AfD in Germany, the National Rally in France, and Reform in Britain all hovering, poised to snuff out the last remaining chinks of light. Last week, a huge fascist mob strutted through London. If we don't act decisively now, then we will soon find ourselves debating our differences in a concentration camp. We've been warned. History will not forgive those who stand in our way. Thank you, comrades.
Thanks very much for that powerful contribution. It's frightened the life out of all of us, and we should be.